Welcome back to another video. Today I will explain how you can use my card dance and card wipe macros. You can download both from the description. There will be an installer which installs the effects for you and the effect files for a manual install. I'm starting with the card wipe first, which is just a transition, but some controls will mirror to the other effect as well. The first setting is the transition completion. This setting just transitions between the front and the back layer from 0 to 1, like this. You're gonna notice it's the same clip, but flipped on the y-axis. You just have to connect a second image to the card wipe, and there you go. It's gonna transition between the two clips now. The transition width is basically a smoothness slider. The higher the width, the more cards will flip together. So at 1, you see way more cards. The X and Y cards are pretty self-explanatory. It's just the amount of cards on each axis. So if I go over 4x4, for example, see, we only have 16 cards now. You will only have to worry about the C move and the fit UVs if your image isn't 16 by 9. If it isn't, you have to click fit UVs when you add the effect, and you have to mess with the Z move so the image fills the whole screen. If I set the flip direction to negative, you see they're just gonna flip backwards. For the flip axis, you have 3 choices: X, Y, and random. So first up like this, or random. You can also reseat this randomness. So just click this reseat button and it's random. The start and the end is the direction of the transition. So if you put it like in the corner here and this in that corner, now it goes diagonal. It starts from the top left here. You can put this wherever you want to. You also have the choice of some different gradient types. So this is linear, so point A to point B, and so on. You can, of course, connect a custom gradient or any image to the purple input. This is the gradient map. It will then, instead of using the gradient type and start end, it will use the image as it's gonna use the luminosity, by the way. So if you want to change it, you can add a bitmap like this, and then here you can change the channel. So that's it with the card wipe. Now let's get to the card dance effect. You can see X, Y cards, C move, and fit UVs are the same controls. They also work the same. I will come back to lock UVs add later, but now I'll just kind of explain what those down here do. So let's take, for example, the Y rotation. If I just keyframe this, so from 0 to full 2 rotations. See, every card is gonna have the same rotation. So let's end, it ends here. But if I get a background and set this to gradient, and just connect it to the gradient 1 input, it will also auto connect, by the way. So like this. You're gonna see it's basically a multiplier of the rotation. See, where it's white, it's gonna rotate way further. And same for anything else. And you of course have 4 different images to connect to use as a gradient. So if I take this fast noise, for example, make it random, so it looks like this. If it loads, thank you. And now choose for the scale, I choose gradient 2 and make it go smaller. So like this, you see, every card is gonna scale down based on the luminance values of the fast noise. And down here at the gradients, you also have, if you can choose which channel of each gradient you want to use. Now, the only important thing here is that you have to keyframe everything besides the C position, because otherwise the texture mapping is not going to be correct. What you can do though is, for example, if I just reset those values, just go to the last or first frame, just keyframe it to the default value and go one frame to the left or to the right from the start, and then just change it. Now you see you have one frame at the end that's set to the default value, but in that case just trim it off. You see wherever you see it's not the correct image, that's because you have to change to end, because we have the default value at the end of our comp. That's why then it's gonna have the correct texture mapping here as well. And of course you just trim the last frame on above here. So one frame off, and you see the last frame is not gonna render. Doesn't really matter, it's just one frame. You rarely need that one. And yeah, that's both of the macros explained. I hope you will enjoy them, and goodbye.